Hi everyone, short video today, but let's hit the highlights. Then we'll get into the charts. Then we'll look at my results for the day and my thoughts going into tomorrow's session. If you like trading stocks and options and making money, definitely like and subscribe. I make videos like this every single day that the markets are open as well as Sundays, so make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on any future episodes. Welcome to the Portfolio Bulletin. Let's get started. So the FOMC held rates steady today, and then they put in the potential for 3 rate cuts next year, which was very exciting for markets. We went much higher on this news. They also put in the potential for more cuts over the next 2 years after next year, so lots and lots of cuts. By the end of 2026, we're expected to be back between 2 and 2.25% for the rates. So that's about 1% every single year for the next few years. And like I said, this was very exciting for markets. This was really the first time the Fed has been talking about cuts. And they did mention that inflation continues to ease and that it's been very good news, according to Jerome Powell. So relatively dovish from the Fed. Looking at the data, you can see PPI was better than expected, much lower, and that is what you want. FOMC was flat, as we talked about. And then looking at tomorrow here, you can see core retail sales at 8:30. That'll be interesting. Initial jobless claims at 8:30. That's been flat here over the last few weeks. And then you got Fed balance sheet. That's been rolling off a little bit more aggressively here, but not much for tomorrow after the FOMC. Moving over to Max Payne, you can see 469 calls as the next call wall. We are above that slightly, and then you got 480 after that. This has been a massive move. We're way above pretty much all of the puts at this point, and we continue to go higher. Can we get into this 477 area? That would be massive. Another 2% on the week does seem possible at this point, but everything has been massive to the upside. Moving over to the charts, you can see that massive leg higher. We were basically flat into the FOMC and then big candle over 1% on the 1-hour chart candle. On the day, it was 1.38%. And you can see we hit that massive uptrend line. This is a very powerful uptrend line. It has been a big factor over the last few months. You can see it mark the tops here on 1 December, once again here on 2 February. Through both of those consolidations, we touched it and pulled back again in June, broke above it, and then pulled back to it here in July and then August. Retested once again at the end of August and then broke down pretty massively from that level. And then we bounced all the way from 410 up to 470. Now we are testing that level once again, super critical. We'll see what happens from here. Definitely interesting. And we are definitely within striking distance of that all-time high, which is sitting at 474.78. Moving over to the NASDAQ, no change to the thesis from the SPY. Big, massive candle up above 402 now, up to 404 after hours. Continues to rocket higher. 405.50 is your next level. Look at this massive move all the way from 384 up to 404. And it just seems like we can continue to go higher and higher. Moving over to the Russell and the Dow, the Russell had the biggest leg up, over 3.5% on that candle. We met that price target from that flag setup, so we got there very close to that level, almost to the penny there. Definitely interesting on a closing basis. Got into that range, next level 195.15, and then the Dow in price discovery, closing on its highs, bullish momentum, bullish RSI, everything looks bullish. Moving over to SPY divided by the M2 money supply, you can see we are clearly above all of these previous highs. We are in bubble territory based on this ratio. Doesn't mean we're going to turn around now. Could absolutely go higher. We did that for a long time during the dot-com bubble, but just understand that that is where we are based on this ratio. Moving over to Apple and Tesla. Apple broke out, makes sense, got above this previous resistance. And zooming out here, you can see we are right at that wick all-time high. Can this go higher? Does seem like it can. We are in overbought conditions on the 4-hour chart, but everything continues to go higher here. Tesla initially broke down. We talked about it looking weak, got very close to that 144 EMA, and then on the FOMC news, shot much higher back into the middle of this consolidation. So we got a dip, a bounce, and now this looks more bullish off of that strong support. Moving over to staples and discretionaries, as you would expect, both of these rocketed higher. Took out the 144, next level 72.50, and then similarly on discretionaries, broke through that level. We talked about testing it yesterday. 180.10 is the next level to the upside. Moving over to the dollar, as you would expect, this cratered massively, almost 1% down, almost to this previous low. Look at that candle, huge leg down on the dollar, which continues to be strong for equities. And then looking at momentum, it does seem like this is going to get down to that 102 area, making a new low here, again, strong for equities. Moving over to volatility, MOVE index continues to go lower based on this data. The interesting thing here is that the VIX continues to hold in this same area. Just extend that trend line out. You can see it is continuing to hold right here, but we did not really go any lower as equities went through the roof. Definitely interesting to see it holding basically in that same area. RSI, same zone. Momentum, slightly bullish, but not much. Definitely interesting. We are at a critical pivot point. We'll see how that plays out over the next few days. Moving over to my accounts, I did make a little bit of money. I continue to be very slightly bullish, but not nearly bullish enough to continue to benefit from these massive moves. I rolled out massively, so up to 187 for $9 credit, which puts my max profit on that position up around 196 over the next couple of weeks. And then similarly here on the Qs, I did roll these out to as far as I am willing to push them. So again, this max profit here is 406, and then this one here is 411 to the upside. So it does give me just a little bit of room to the upside. I don't think we're going to get into that range before we see at least some kind of rejection. We continue to rocket higher. It's pretty crazy, but I continue to sell puts on the downside, which is protecting me from all of these losses on calls. And I'm still not at these max profits here, and I do have those 200 shares, which continue to benefit me. Overall, still bullish, but not as bullish as you would expect. And we are at a pivot point, like I mentioned. I've said that several times, but we continue to rocket higher. Who knows how high we can go on this rally? Let me know down in the comment section what you thought of the FOMC meeting today and where you think markets are going to go over the next several weeks. Can we continue to stay on this trajectory? It does seem impossible, but markets have continued to rocket higher over the last 2 months, and it's pretty hard to short a market like this. Definitely like and subscribe if you got any value out of this video, and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on any future episodes. Of course, none of this is financial advice. This is all for entertainment purposes. Good luck in your trading and have a great day.